students, this is second video of today's section and we are discussing different types of network cables from chapter 13. In first video we discussed two types of network cables, that are coaxial cables and twisted pair cables. In this video, that is in second video, we are going to see two more types of network cables. Okay, let's continue this video. Fiber optics. Fiber optic cable is entirely different from other two cables, that is coaxial cable and twisted pair cables. Coaxial cables and twisted pair cables had an insulating materials. Mostly they are using plastic as an insulating materials at the outside and copper wire as a conducting material. But in fiber optic cables, instead of copper wires, it used glass wires. All the wires are made up of glass, and it also uses light energy to send information. So coaxial cable is especially used for local area network and also used for smart TV televisions, and twisted pair cables are especially used for local area networks and also MAN. But fiber optic cable is mainly used in wide area networks to connect the computers to very large distance up to 100 kilometers. These cables are placed in deep, that is underground, to avoid any damage to cables, because fiber optic cables are generally used to transmit the data for long distance without a noise and without any intervention. So these cables are placed underground. Fiber optic cables uses light energy to transmit the information from one place to another. When compared to coaxial cable and twisted pair cables, fiber optic cables are very easy to maintain and install because it uses glass, that is fiber optics, as cables. There are two types of fiber optic cables are available: single mode fiber optic cable and multi-mode fiber optic cable. So this is single mode fiber optic cable and this one is multi-mode fiber optic cable. Single mode is otherwise called as 100 base BX, whereas multi-mode is called as 100 base SX. Single mode is especially used for long distance transmission. So this cable is especially used nearly more than 60 miles up to 100 kilometers because of high cost. Likewise, multi-mode is used only for short distance transmission due to very low cost. Why we use single mode for long distance mean because it uses narrow cables and light source is also transfer in same direction, straight direction, so transmit the data for long distance without any noise, without any intervention. So single mode is especially used for long distance and multi-mode fiber optic cable is used for short distance. Next one is USB cables. The expansion of USB is Universal Serial Bus. These cables are especially used to connect keyboards, mouse and other peripheral devices. You know very well, peripheral devices are external devices which are connected to computer. In olden days, PS2 cable is used to connect keyboard and mouse. That's why they are called PS2 port cable. But nowadays, USB cables are used to connect keyboard and mouse with computer. And some special network devices use USB to connect internet, and that special network devices are called as dongles. So these two pictures are example for dongles. A dongle is a small peripheral device which is used for mobile broadband with a SIM slot. A small SIM card is inserted in that. It is especially used to make internet connection. So various dongles are available. We just connect this device in computer to access the internet. These dongles are used as modem to the computer to access internet. Dongles use USB for getting internet connection. To insert a dongle in a computer, it uses USB. There are different types of USB cable available. Generally, they come under in three types: USB Type A, USB Type B, and USB Type C. A latest version of USB is USB 3.0. It has the highest data transfer rate at 4.85 gigabits per second. And previous version of USB 3.0 is USB 2.0, but the data transfer rate of USB 2.0 is just 480 megabits per second. So one type of USB cable is differ from other type by its data transfer rate. So this is an example of USB 3.0. It comes in micro and mini. Especially these USB cables are used to external hard disk drives to the computer, digital camera to the computer, webcam, and also Blu-ray drive. USB cables come in three types: Type A, Type B, and Type C. Type A is especially used to connect various devices such as smartphones, cameras, keyboards, and more devices to computers to transfer data. And it is also used for charging the gadgets. And Type B. Type B is also used for connect various devices. It comes in two categories: mini USB and micro USB. Micro USB is a miniature version of USB. It is especially used for mobile devices such as smartphones, GPS devices, and digital cameras. And USB Type B is especially used to connect printer cable, scanner, and other external devices to the computer. The recent type of USB cable is Type C. It is especially used for charging the gadgets. It charges very fast rate when compared to the previous type A and Type B. So you can also see the uses of Type B and Type A in this picture. Type A USB is especially used to connect external devices in laptop and desktop. Likewise, Type B USB is used to connect printer, a scanner, and a fax machine and other external devices to the computer. Okay students, that's all about today's section. Before closing today's section, I want to give a fast recap of what you have learned in these two videos. In these videos, we have discussed different types of network cables. Among them, we have discussed the first cable in first video, coaxial cable. So it is one of the type of network cable. It is especially used for connecting telephones and computers in LAN. But what is the disadvantage of coaxial cable? It is very difficult to install and maintain because it consists of two insulation medium, and it consists inside the bunch of copper wire. The data speed of coaxial cable is 10 megabits per second. And second type is twisted pair cable, in that the copper wires are twisted each other to avoid the noise. Within that, the data can be transmitted in three ways: 10 megabits per second to 10 gigabits. It consists of two types. One is UTP, another one is STP. UTP is unshielded twisted pair cable, whereas STP is shielded twisted pair cable. And third we discussed is fiber optic cable. Instead of using copper wire, this cable uses glass as wires. So it will be used for transmitting the data for long distances. This consists of two types. One is single mode, another one is multi-mode. And last cable we have discussed in this video is USB cable. So USB cable is also used to connect various external devices to computer. Especially it is used to connect mobile devices, tablets, printers, keyboard, mouse, and also other external devices. USB cable comes in three types: type A, type B, and type C. Okay students, we will discuss the remaining network cables in next session. Until, take care. God bless you.